As the economy is getting worse and inflation is on the rise, people are rushing to the streets to start this new side hustle called Funko Pop Flipping. All in search of this one singular grail, this one singular pop, this one singular moment to get their hands on this pop that's going to land them a cool $100 bill on whatnot. The single most question that I get asked more than anything else is, what pops should I be collecting? Now, this question is a bit of a loaded question, right? So as a collector, if you are collecting anything in general, you should be collecting stuff that you want, is what you should be collecting. So if you're into Venom, collect Venom. If you're into Batman, collect Batman. So as a collector, that's the way that you should go about this. And I'm going to answer this question today, and I'm also going to put you on a fast track to flipping. So if your goal is to get these things and flip them, because look, so many collectors start off as flippers and then eventually start collecting, and we need flippers in this community. So I'm going to set you on a fast track if that's what you're wanting to get set on, and I'm also going to answer the question of, what should I be collecting? I'm going to answer both of these guys together, so sit back, put on your seatbelt, let's get ready for this ride. As a Deadpool collector, I would almost be willing to argue that maybe I have the largest Deadpool collection as a content creator right now on YouTube. But I don't know that to be 100% sure. But I do know that I have a lot of Deadpool, so much more than I've seen most people throw on their channel. And even if you went back and looked at some of my videos, you're just going to realize that there is a lot of Deadpools in my collection. But check this out. Not all of these guys are really worth anything, and this is going to kind of go to collect what you want. This one right here doesn't really sell for anything. I think you could pick it up for $8, probably cheaper than what I paid for it. The same thing with maybe Deadpool over here on the scooter. Probably not the highest pop that you're going to get your hands on. Maybe sells for a little bit more than what I paid for it, but I doubt it. The same thing with these Deadpools over here, like the birthday Deadpool coming out of the cake. Still not going to sell for a whole lot. I mean, just simply not going to sell for a whole lot. But this is collecting what I want to collect versus what's going to go up in money. I like Deadpool, so I collect lots of Deadpool. Now, I do this knowing that not all of them are going to go up in value. Some of them are, though. Like this guy, for example. I think he's $30 or $40. Cancer Face Deadpool. That's a pretty cool one. The Hot Topic Sexy Deadpool. That one goes up in price a little bit. I think that you can kind of start to see a trend by now, though, right? So, God's to honest, this question gets asked to me so much that I just wanted to answer it at one time. People ask me, what pops should I be collecting? What should I be going after? And I think that this is a question of what pops are going to be worth money versus which ones are not going to be worth money. If you are collecting a Funko Pop or a Hot Toy or a Cos Baby or whatever it is that you're collecting, you should simply be collecting based upon what you like. So if you're into Deadpool, then collect Deadpools. If you're into Marty McFly and Back to the Future, collect Back to the Future. If you're into Venom, collect Venom. Whatever your collection is what makes you unique as a person, and that's what makes you unique as a collector. And that's why Funko has so many different lines out there for so many different people. Is that Funko understands that we are all different and we're all into something else. So they went after lots and lots and lots and lots of license agreements so that they could kind of umbrella everybody as a whole. Now, not everybody's into collecting Funko Pops, but if you are, that's why you're watching this video, right? I mean, so they kind of tried to umbrella everybody as a whole, and that's why there's so many different collections and so many different lines out there, is that they are trying to help you as a collector. Now, that is going to be the best piece of advice I can give you as a collector, is to collect what you want to collect, because if you're collecting to flip, you might get stuck with it in your hands, right? I mean, you might think that something's going to go up in value when it doesn't, when it actually goes down in value. So now suddenly your collection is worth less money than it was before. And as a collector, nobody wants their collection to be worth less money than what they paid for it. We all want to see that our collection has gained a little, regardless if we sell it or not. I think it's just kind of human nature to want to know that the stuff that you're doing has some sort of gain in life. I think that I got to honestly believe that that's just some kind of human nature, that we all kind of fall into this pitfall of wanting to know that the stuff that we're doing has some sort of either artificial reward or real reward out there, right? I mean, so regardless as to what you're going to do with your collection, some of us just want to know that it went up in price, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Now, if you're asking this question because you want some help flipping, that's what I'm going to do today. I am going to put you on a fast track of the stuff that I would have failed at miserably from the beginning versus now, right? So let's fast forward all of those years later, and I'm going to help you out. I'm going to put you on that fast track of success. And there's a lot of people that's screaming at the phone right now telling me not to do this, but that's okay. Look, it's okay, because we need this right now. We need the circle of life. All of us at the end of the day eventually become some kind of flippers, right? And as content creators, we kind of forget that, right? We kind of forget the pitfalls that all of us at some point flip something, right? I've been guilty of getting black light pops and selling them for a little bit more than what I paid for them. Now, it doesn't mean that I asked more than what I paid for them. It means that I put them on a whatnot auction and they sold for more than what I paid for them. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, because it inevitably helps me buy more Funko Pops and it keeps the content coming, right? And the same thing with the flipper. The flipper buys them and then flips them, and it pushes the price up a little so that when we as collectors do sell them, we get a little bit more out of them than we would have initially gotten if we didn't have the flipper community at all. So it's okay. Look, I'm going to put you on that fast track. As the start of putting you on that fast track, I'm going to show you these guys. So I have the Ash versus Evil Dead in the common. I have Ash versus Evil Dead with the sticker, and then I have Ash versus Evil Dead with the chase. Now, if you are flipping and you are new to the flipping and you're thinking which one of these guys do I flip because they're all Ash versus Evil Dead, this is a very, very simple one. 99.9% of the time, your commons do not go up in price. Now, that doesn't mean that they don't. That just means that 99.9% of the time, you're going to buy a common and it's going to stay a common. That's why it's called a common. They made a god-awful lot of these guys. They sold them all over the world. There's just a bazillion of them out there. Everybody's got one. So rarely will you find a common that is worth money. Now, that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen, but it's one of those things that happen to collectors, not flippers. Now, as a collector, I have this guy. 5 years from now, he's worth some money. He gets sold for $50 more than what I paid for him 20 years from now. Who knows? But that's typically how that happens, right? Commons don't go up in price a whole lot. Now, your instant ones that go out are going to be what I call sticker shopping. Now, I am a sticker shopper. It's who I am because the commons are starting to take up too much space in my collection. If you're flipping, stay away from these guys. Stay away from them like it's the plague. You just don't want nothing to do with them. You want to go after things that have stickers on them. Like, there is a couple of major box retailers like Hot Topic. Always a good investment to go after stuff that is a Hot Topic exclusive. I don't know why, but they always seem to go up in price somehow, some way. They always seem to go up in price a little bit. Your local Hot Topic is going to throw on their Instagram. Every Hot Topic has their own Instagram. They're going to throw it on there. They're going to let you know when this is coming out, what day, the night before they release them the next morning. They always throw them on there to tell you which ones are coming out the next day. So follow your local Hot Topic. It's going to be the easiest way that you get your hands on these exclusives. You get there the next morning. They typically have a line out the door. Just make sure you're there when they open. Box lunch has been hitting hard lately, so make sure you go after your box lunch exclusives. Do you see the trend there, right? I mean, do you see the trend? So the major ones, FYE always has some pretty hot exclusives. They tend to go up a little, sometimes they don't, but this is also a safe bet as a collector, is to make sure you're getting that one. Entertainment Earth exclusives have kind of not been necessarily new to the game, but kind of new to getting some really hot ones. Make sure you're getting the Entertainment Earth exclusives. There's a link right down in the description below to Entertainment Earth. I'm affiliated with them. I'll make a few pennies. Look, if you're a flipper, you help me out. I'm helping you out. Cool, right? I mean, that's how that works, right? Go check them out. They always have some pretty cool exclusives, but you're going to get the anytime you start getting into the Diamond series. I don't know what it is about Diamond series. They tend to go up in value. And then you have Funko Shop exclusives. Now, your Funko Shop exclusives used to be worth a lot more than they are today. Today, they have saturated the market with so many things that are Funko Shop exclusives, kind of getting away from the retailers, and they've kind of devalued that sticker just a little bit. Now, this is one of them that I picked up, not knowing that it was going to be a grail by any means. I picked it up because I was buying what I wanted to collect, and because I wanted to collect the Blacklight series and everything, Venom, Carnage, what have you, this is the guy that I picked up. He skyrocketed here recently to like $220. I think now he come back down to maybe $150. I don't know for sure because I'm not a flipper. I don't keep up with that a whole lot, but it used to be that your Funko Shop exclusives were highly sought after and were something that you would want to go after. Not so much anymore. Now, you're going to have to pick and choose very wisely. So as a flipper, I'm going to tell you to stay away from Funko Shop exclusives. As a collector, you go after them. You go after them like no tomorrow. Commons versus chase. So you're always going to have, and you see the example here, not always, but on some of these you're going to have a common variant, which is this guy, and then you're going to have the chase variant, which is this guy. Both of these are normally in the exact same box. They're normally in the exact same number. The boxes normally look exactly the same until here recently. You're going to have a chase variant versus the common. The chase always goes up to at least 40 bucks. I don't know what it is about chase variants, but right off the jump you can guarantee that he's going to be worth $40 more than the common. Now here's the difference. They made 1 million of these. They made 100,000 of these, right? I mean, that's your difference. These are a limited number. These are not so limited. So when it comes to the chase variances, they're 1 out of every 6. So if they made 600,000 of these, you get 100,000 of these, right? Just easy math, right? We're just gonna drop easy math. Every 1 in 6 is a chase variant when the pop has a chase variant. Now, not all pops have chase variants. Try and keep that in mind when you're thinking about which pops have chase variances, which ones don't. They don't normally tell you if you're on Entertainment Earth, if you're on Funko site, whatever site you're on. Even Hot Topic, I believe now, is telling you it says chance of chase in the description. So if you're looking for the ones that say chance of chase, that's just the easiest way to do it. Every once in a while you will find pops that have a limited piece run, like Roodles is a 3,000 piece. Roodles I think is not that expensive, maybe $40, something like that. Biggie Smalls is a 5,000 piece run. Limited piece runs are almost always guaranteed to go up in value somewhere. So whether it's going up by $10 or $100, they always go up just a little somewhere. Now, let's talk about Comic-Con exclusives. This is one of them that is really hit and miss. So if you're a collector and you want to pick up your con exclusives, pick up your con exclusives. As a flipper, these can be a little dangerous, right? Because some of these are going to go up, some of these are not going to go up. These are going to be the ones that you're going to want to buy right away and flip right away. You don't want to keep these in your collection as a flipper, because if you do, they're going to go up in value and then crash back down. That's the way that they always work. Always. Fear of Momo is what you are playing on. So you make sure you play to that pretty hardcore. I'm just kidding. But that's what happens in the con exclusives. As a collector, if you miss these guys, do not go out and buy them right away. If you go out and buy these right away, you're going to pay 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 100 times more than it originally went for to begin with. So do not buy these right away. Wait 6 months, pick them up on the secondary market for cheaper than what they sold for, because con exclusives normally spike really high and then start to crash back down. So you steer away from those. Now, before I go to the last but not least, I want to talk about Funko sodas. These guys are a little bit more limited in the runs than normally the Funko Pops, right? And not to be confused, these are 2 different products. You have the Funko Soda and then you have the Funko Pop. Funko Sodas have just here recently started getting store exclusives, like Hot Topic just recently had some of these. I want to say Box Lunch had some of these. These are normally a much more limited run than per se the pops. So this one's an 8,000 piece run. Almost all of the sodas have a chance of a chase. Now, if you can get the chance of a chase, it's going to go up in value, and that's just going to be an easy flip. So if you're just going to play the numbers, 1 out of every 6 of these is normally a chase, and I want to say that that math is still holding true today, that 1 out of every 6 is going to be a chase. So if you just want to play the numbers, buy a bunch of these guys, and you're going to be guaranteed a chase. You'll sell the chase, you'll sell these guys, and you'll make decent money at the end of the day. If that's what you are after, the sodas are going to be the safest bet. Now listen to what I just said. These sodas are going to be the safest bet when it comes to flipping something. If you're just wanting to flip something and you're going to make a profit and you're going to do it easily, these guys are going to be the way that you're going to do it. Make sure you grab the newest, the hottest exclusives that they have, open them up, get the chase, sell them all together. You're going to make at least a few dollars in profit. I don't know how much, but this is what a lot of flippers go after versus like the pops, because the sodas are just an easy flip. They're almost a guaranteed like jump in income. Now, if you are going to get the holy grails, if you're going to get the pops that everybody's after, if you're going to go for the ones that have the money behind them, you're going to have to get a little bit more like street smart to what's going on. You're going to have to get a little bit more hip to the game. Your hustle game is going to have to get incredible. I mean, your hustlenomics is going to have to be on point. This is something that didn't take me very long to figure out, that Funko does these things where they call it the Friday Funko Fun Days, or the Fun Days, or the Box of Fun Days, or whatever it is. Every once in a while, Funko will release these mystery boxes that have Funko Freddy in them, and almost always these Funko Freddys or Funko Freddy as something. This one is Funko Freddy as Marty McFly. Now this was a 2,000 piece run. This come out of their Friday Box of Fun Days or Fun. I can't 100% remember what that Box of Fun. That's what they call them. So it's the Funko Box of Fun is what these come out with. They normally come out with them once a year. When they come out with these, they put anywhere from 2 or 3 Funko Freddys in there. When they put these Funko Freddys in there, these things are like instant grails. They're going to go way up in price. I want to say this one hit like $300-$400. Now it's come way down since then. I think you might be able to pick him up right now in the secondary market for $200. I currently have this one for sale on Whatnot. I'm going to throw my link to Whatnot right down in the description. If you are not following me on Whatnot, you're kind of messing up. So every so often I go through my collection, I pull out all of the stuff that I feel like I don't appreciate as much as I used to, and I throw it on the Whatnot for sale in an auction. I start all of my auctions off for what I have in them. So if I have $10 in this guy, they start off for $10, and they just go from there. And so if you're wanting to pick up some really awesome pops and you're just wondering where to find them, come follow me on Whatnot. Link right down there. Whatever site it's on at this moment will be right down there in the description below. Before we get out of here though, I truly hope that this list helped you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and become part of the Wayneko crew. There is no Wayneko crew without you, and I truly appreciate you for hanging out with me today. Until next time, have a good one.